Hey, this is Andy Jenkins with the Oily App Podcast, and we're here. This is episode number 103. It is part 4 of the Ditch and Switch series. If you don't have the Ditch and Switch worksheet, go to the show notes, go download that right now. Even better, if you don't have the Ditch and Switch book, go grab that off Amazon, off our website. It is an incredible tool that is going to empower you to walk in health. For the past couple weeks, we've said that health is really a matter of ditching the toxins and switching to healthy alternatives. We get that from chapter 1 of our Ditch and Switch book. We also talk about that in the intro to our All Things Thieves book. Those are short books that you'll actually read, is the name of the series. In that, we really talk about all health issues boiling down to 2 simple things. Number 1 is toxins in your body, which are things that should not be there. And number 2 is deficiencies. That's a lack of things that you actually do need to be present. And so in this series, we've been just kind of outlining how does that whole thing work? What are some of the issues? We've made a couple observations along the way. We've said, like, that term fragrance that you find in personal care products, that you find in cleaning products, that you find in all sorts of things like scented candles, faux essential oils, that really, that is a patented, protected word that means that companies that manufacture them don't have to tell you the toxin that's in there. We've made observations that if there's a word that you can't pronounce in the ingredients, it's probably a toxin. We've told you if there's a label that you have to put on it that says unsafe for kids, it's alerting you that if it's swallowed, it's poisonous. That means it's a toxin. We've told you that if it's colored in a way that doesn't naturally appear in nature, it's a toxin, it's dyed, and that's stuff that'll go in and do something. If it's a smell that you can't find in nature, that means it's created. It is, I think I said this one in the last week, it probably has styrene in it, which is the equivalent of sticking the tailpipe of your car into your living room, cranking the car and just blowing the exhaust through it. Okay, anything I didn't cover in that, Ernie? Ernie's here with me, we're knocking this one out together.
Totally. No, that's good. I think it's just we've been endeavoring to set the foundational parameters of understanding for how to identify the basic need, issue, or problem, toxins and deficiencies. How to understand or point you to where you can go watch the classes in the Oily App Plus for Body System to know how you're designed to operate, and then how do I then step it into, okay, what are the routines and paths and patterns of my life that I'm living in right now, where I'm getting exposed to these toxins, and what deficiencies do I have by what things I need that I'm not getting. How can I begin to replace those things and bring in the good choices?
All right, well, when we get into this, a lot of times the issue that people bring up to me is, in fact, I had a guy that said this the other day. He's on my team, well-intended, on my Young Living team. He was not trying to get out of anything. He was really trying to understand. He said, man, I don't think I can afford this. And I told him, I said, well, health is actually cheaper than unhealth. And he said, again, it wasn't an argumentative conversation at all. He said, well, I know that in the long term, health is cheaper than unhealth. Like maintaining your car, getting the oil change, getting the tires rotated is cheaper than buying a new engine and buying new tires too soon. He said, I get that. And that being healthy, like now, exercising, eating right, is cheaper than having a complete surgical overhaul later on and having to replace all of my organs. I get that. And I was like, no. That's true.
Because the original is always better.
That's all true.
The OG is the best.
Yeah. But I mean in the short term. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, the ditch and switch thing that I've done is there are products that a lot of people, including myself, already use every single day.
That's right.
So like I'm already using vitamins, supplements, things for hormone, emotional support, and hormone. Like guys, Idaho Blue Spruce, Goldenrod, those are things I use every single day.
Yeah.
So you think about hormones, we only think about women, but that's inaccurate.
Yeah.
I'm already using things for energy every single day. Before, it used to be energy bars and energy shakes. I was already using things for fitness and recovery. Was already trying to use weight loss products. Was already trying to use outdoor things like insect repellents. And it was off. It was spray. It was using candles. I was using cleaners every day. I was doing my laundry once a week. These are items people are using every single day.
Well, and the thing too, that one of the things he's missing there that he is, no doubt well intended but wrong about, is the fact that how much money do we spend to improve our quality of life every day? Like people will save up thousands of dollars a year to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Or they will say, hey, I'll pay an extra $100 a month for this nicer car because it's got better options that I'll use every day. Or whatever. Like there's a lot of decisions we make that factor in not just even every day, like a better environment, better conveniences, but better performance. Why is it weird, strange, or why should we ignore the fact that, like, how much do we spend when we choose not to go healthy? Well, now I got to get these other stimulants. I got to get these unhealthy energy drinks or these unhealthy things in large doses.
Right.
And then that impacts me. Now I'm stressed. Now I'm hyper. Now I can't sleep. Now my hormones are off. So to ignore the immediate cost of those things in rest, quality of life, performance of work, performance of relationships, those things have an immediate impact on our lives as well. And you've got to recognize that, not just because you're already spending money on those things,
right?
But like there's things in life that we do because
we upgrade other areres.
We do, but because the return on the investment isn't always money, right? Like we're building a house right now, and we've made some decisions to spend a little bit of extra money here or there that we wouldn't make if we were just going to flip the house. But our plan is that it's our forever home. So the return on the investment isn't monetary money. This is where we're going to make memories.
The return is enjoyment,
emotional, relational, spiritual, mental. So there's other kinds of return on investment in the immediate. That's not just money, but that in fact, is more valuable than money because we try to use money to get those things.
Right.
So you got to recognize that as well, or you're not being honest, or you're just not thinking clearly about the immediate things that you're doing to avoid certain costs.
Okay, so we just said two things. Number one is when you're going for health in the short term. I mean, long term, nobody argues that health is cheaper than unhealth. Long term, but in the short term, we're talking about ditch and switching. We're talking about trading out products that are unhealthy, and we'll break down a cost comparison here in a second, for products that are healthy. So our personal care, we're already cleaning the house every day. We're already using deodorant. We're already using skincare. We're going to go to healthier versions of makeup. I'm not going to put makeup on, but unless I join a hard rock band from the 80s.
That's right.
But
maybe some
but you're also
wrinkles or whatever.
You're also bringing up the second issue, though, is like, why would you, even if it did cost more, why would you not pay a little bit more because of the quality of life?
Right.
A couple years ago, Rick Warren, Purpose Driven Life, Rick Warren, out Saddleback Church out in California. Most people know him from that book. He got up in front of a crowd at a pastor's conference and said, back first 2-3 years into marriage, they were having some issues. And he went to a counselor. And I mean, he disclosed this in front of everybody, which back when he said this was a radical idea because people didn't talk about it.
Right.
I mean, now everybody's like an armchair therapist, right? And so they throw all these words out on the internet, the big ones. But this was before then. And he said, I didn't have the money for it, so I put it on my credit card, to which a lot of people took exception with.
Right.
But he said, if your car broke down and you didn't have the money, what would you do? And everybody that he was talking to in that day said, I'd put it on my credit card. He said, well, why would we do that for a car, but you wouldn't do it for your marriage? The most significant relationship in your life, why would you not do something for that you would do for something in 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah.
Maybe even within the year, it will be gone.
Yeah.
Same thing with your body. Why would you upgrade
your car,
other things,
whatever,
your car, but your
house.
body, we're going to
Right.
skimp.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. And your body is the vehicle through which you go and do or possess or enjoy other things, and it's the one immediate thing that like a car breaks down. Worst case scenario, you can get another one.
Right.
You get a knee replacement, and it's not as good as the OG.
Well, and then it slows you down. Yeah. I mean, and you got surgery, and you got the cost, and you got
So there is, again, if you're not emotionally, mentally, physically, all those things healthy, like there is an immediate cost because your performance goes down, and now the temptation is, well, I'm going to bring in all these extra loads of chemicals or toxins or artificial stimulants or whatever to help compensate for that, until all of a sudden we get to the long-term crisis, huge expenses because of the choices we made every single day.
Well, I think health tends to snowball.
Oh yeah.
As unhealth does. So you just said, like, you have to go in for the knee replacement surgery. Well, now I need all these antibiotics. Now I need all these medications. So I add all of these. So that's another area of synthetics. Well, now I'm not sleeping as good because I've got this surgery and my legs always hurting. Well, now I don't have as much sleep, so I'm a little bit crankier. So I'm a little bit more emotionally spent. Well, it's just this big cycle. Whereas in the same way unhealth snowballs, health actually snowballs the other direction. So I get up and exercise. I make some wise decisions with what I'm eating I feel better, and I tend to eat better when I'm exercising. I tend to sleep better when I'm exercising.
I tend to be a happier person. I tend to be a healthier person.
It's just
people talk about people not being toxic, right?
Right.
I tend to be a non-toxic person,
or less toxic,
less
right?
toxic, whatever, right? When
it's a sliding scale for me,
right? Likewise, when the body systems are being treated in the way that they were designed to operate in an optimal way. So, again, why would to make the statement that you can't afford it? Living provides an awesome vehicle with essential rewards where you can afford it, and then you can get creative with, okay, what can I get rid of that I'm already spending money on, right, and replace it with, and in some cases, like I'm sure we'll touch on it, like with the Thieves Cleaner, it's like a multi-purpose, does many things, which is awesome, but if we start, and not that money doesn't matter, and not that finances don't matter, not that because we're talking about ways that you can make it like an even swap or close to even swap. But once again, if the driving factor first and foremost is just money, then what's the problem with having fragrances and toxic chemical soups that we can't know what's in them?
Right.
Because it means, hey, let's just deliver a product with these chemicals because it lets us meet our budget or cost, as a business. Well, again, is the driving force in life, even as a one who makes stuff, is it making a product for a profit, or is it making a product for a purpose? And purpose drives the profit. So it's just the same thing with health. Like what's driving our health and the health decisions we make, first and foremost, has to be personal responsibility.
Not money,
but personal responsibility because here's the thing, if you always look for the easy way out or the money way out or whatever, you'll always find it.
Right.
But if you start with, it's like training for those Ragnars we do. Well, the first or some other major exercise goal is you have to start with the hard basic questions of my life patterns, and I got to change my exercising patterns to prepare myself day by day to eventually meet this goal. Yeah. So you see guys who are athletic and muscular. I see guys at CrossFit who are look like the front of GQ magazine or whatever, but they didn't get there overnight. And though I may never look like them, I can look athletic and healthy and strong if I make good decisions that compound. But it starts from pursuing this idea of personal responsibility for my health and wellness in every area of my life, embracing that and moving from that foundation. Yeah. Because that will sustain. That will sustain. The other stuff won't.
Well, one of the things we lead people to do is, first of all, sometimes we call them replacement products. Yep. Meaning you replace what you were already buying from the store with something that you would purchase that's a healthier alternative. Yep. So you stop getting the toxic deodorant, you get a chemical-free version. Yep. You stop purchasing the household cleaner that you're getting even at the dollar store, which people do motivated out of cost. You get a healthier alternative. So it's really, another word is transfer buy. So you swap what you're grabbing off the shelves, you transfer those dollars to another
healthy replacements.
Or another word I've heard is budget dollars. It's the money that you're already budgeted every month to spend on certain things anyway. So you're not having to find new money to live healthier. That's what the whole ditch and switch is about, is ditching, and then switching.
So that's one aspect of it. But then what's also awesome too, not to hopefully speak out of turn, but when you use those dollars you're already using for buying healthy replacements, and then you got Essential Rewards to help you with that too.
Well, that was that's how I would do it. Once a month, I would go to Costco. And I would take, Miriam. I've given you stories about Miriam and all her logic and all of that. That's my youngest girl. And she's like the Tetris packer. And so she knows, when you go to Costco, go find the boxes. I mean, she and I had the routine down. We would go over to the frozen pizza section first because they always have the best boxes. Because Costco, they don't have any boxes or bags.
Right.
You got to find them. But we knew the frozen pizza section had the best boxes. Yep. So we would go empty out frozen pizzas, grab the boxes, load up our cart, and then start our routine. Yep. She knew to pack all the cereal, barcodes facing up. I mean, she had it like
down
tight. I mean, and she's she's an elementary kid, right? So she was starting this routine as early as like third grade.
That's awesome.
So we'd go do it, knock it out, and buy things there that were like food staples. The rest of the things we would get shipped to us from Young Living.
Yep.
So it worked out because for us, Young Living's products are top of the line.
Yep.
As it pertains to the topic of the ditch and switch process, they're chemical free.
Yep.
We found out they were usually less expensive, ironically. And I know people are going to take task on that, so we're going to come back to it. They would arrive at our door. So, Minnie is what I call Miriam. Minnie and I didn't have to pack it. Yeah. It's just they ship it to us.
Yep.
Everything else,
drive and go get it. Gas.
All the other stuff we got to pack. We were getting 24% off retail because we're a wholesale member on Young Living.
Yep.
And Essential Rewards is that frequent buyer program. It's non-required.
Yep.
But you're like, why would you not do it? So you first sign up for Essential Rewards, they're giving you 10% back. It escalates pretty quick up to 15%.
You're going to be buying this stuff from somewhere every month. Why not get points back to get more?
And the points,
25%.
Well, you get up to where you get 25% back.
Yep.
Off of everything you purchase that's free points that you can use for products that you choose, you want, whatever you want. Yep. The business opportunity with Young Living was phenomenal. It created an extra income stream. Yep. So, that was...
And the reality is you get that $50 or $100 order a month if you want to do Essential Rewards. You get it even if you have just one or two or three other family members. It's super easy and very quickly that your products are paid for.
It is, and you look at it. Young Living has 500 plus SKUs, so all of the things to live chemical free that you would need, unless it's a food, and they do have some foods, some snacks, some cereals, some of those. Like it's all there.
Yep.
So what I would encourage people that are listening to do, we'll come back to the cost issue here. I won't break it down. Is I believe it's chapter 11 of the book, Ditch and Switch, is the worksheet.
That's right.
And that one is a little bit more beefed up than the worksheet that we have online. I've got it in the show notes where you can download that worksheet absolutely free. But the beefier version is in the book where you can just write right into the book and go for it.
Yep.
All right, so here's the strategy. And then I'm going to give you... The strategy is this, is to think about health being cheaper than unhealth. That's true long-term and short-term. It is to get on Essential Rewards. It's the big box shop, what you got to get at the big box shop, but then ship all the things that are chem-free that you can. With that Essential Rewards, you get to create your own box every month. They don't send you a set thing that you got to have. So I figured out my routine with that. Every month I get a Ninja Red kit. Every other month I get a Thieves kit. Next month Ninja, next one Thieves. Next month Ninja, next one Thieves. And then I add, supplement whatever oils and whatever shakes and supplements I need. The best thing for you to do is going to be figure out your routine to where you're not just kind of flying through this blind. you're going to have a definite rhythm, because every month you're going to be washing your clothes. Every month you're going to be drinking certain supplements. Every month you're going to be using certain things for stress management. Every month you're going to take a bath and use deodorant.
Hopefully more than once.
And brush your teeth.
Yes.
And so it's you just figure it out. Right? That makes sense?
That totally makes sense. Yeah, I mean, these are things you're already spending money on and doing, that you're going to continue to do. And now hopefully you realize, wow, there's a whole level to this of putting these things on and in my body that I never even realized or thought about before. This is really important. And this is so important that I've got to find a way to make and take use of wholesale member essential rewards, transfer buys, so that I can map out a process where I can do this and my health is worth it.
And that's the key, is buying things with transfer buys that you're already buying. About a year ago, maybe a little bit more than that, we fired up the Oily App social media feeds. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Follow us, we'll follow you back. I ran a price comparison to make some graphics on those feeds, and here's what I found. If you go to Yankee Candle, you can buy a scented candle, which we said has styrene in it. It's like car exhaust into your house. It'll burn for about 25 hours. Costs $17. People go get it. Well, I found out that if I go get a lavender bottle, it's $25 for the big one, $24.25. That's the wholesale price.
Right.
It actually burns. It makes it cheaper.
Yeah.
Because of how I can use it, how long I can use
That's
it
right.
for that same scent that I run in my house.
Yeah, in fact, it makes it way cheaper. You diffuse in a 15 ml bottle. You diffuse lavender in your home in multiple diffusers, and even make a spritz sometimes, because lavender can help you relax. Sometimes people will spritz it on bed sheets or pillows a little bit to help kids relax to go to sleep. It will last you diffusing in that entire month.
Well, I figured out, it would cost about $4 worth of lavender, and I'll put the math on this in the show notes. It costs about $4 to burn up what that candle would be.
Yeah.
So
basically, you're getting like 6 times the usage.
Yeah.
From the 15 ml bottle of lavender that you get from it. So it actually is way cheaper, and it's way better for you.
The guy that called me that I referred to earlier.
You get a cool conversational piece once you buy the diffuser, because it looks great.
Depending on what diffuser you get.
That's right.
Let's just be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't have.
I've got that cereal bowl diffuser.
Yes.
Was the Aria, it's sitting in my living room. Man, people every time they come in remark about that one.
Yeah. That's the one. You saw the video Roger Harris did about how you can actually use it as a bowl. No. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I have to send it to you.
Yeah, I have to watch that. All right,
it's got a handle.
The kid called me earlier. The guy that called me about the why did I call him a kid? That's kind of disrespectful. He's a grown man.
The young man.
The young man that called me. His issue.
Old.
He was taking issue with the cost of Zing. Is his energy drink? It's about $2.97 per can. That seems high. You look at that and you go, man, if I buy, a box of that, $3 a can. Yeah. That's a chunk of cash.
Yeah.
Walking around with a $3 drink, but then here I hold up a Starbucks cup that's $3.
Yeah.
Compared to Red Bull's about $4 at the gas station. Yeah. So your cost differential is you're still cheaper.
You're actually saving money and going healthy.
All right, so this Starbucks right here.
And I don't get Red Bull shipped to my home.
Yeah. Well, Myra would throw it out.
Right. I don't agree.
But even if you did,
you
couldn't.
That, I mean, Red Bull, they say, hey, you want our stuff? Drive somewhere and pick it up.
Yeah, they're not going to
ship it to you.
All right, this right here, Starbucks, $2.97. That's still a little bit more than Ninja Nitro, which is going to be the pick-me-up, the one for cognitive focus.
Yep.
A lot of times you're drinking coffee so you can concentrate, so you can wake up. Nitro, it's about $2.83 per, which seems overwhelming. I get it. You look at the little bitty squeeze, the little tube. You're like $3. But it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper, and it's healthy.
And it's healthy.
And you don't have. You think about like the 5 hour energy or whatever. Those guys, you don't have the crash afterwards.
Well, yeah, I mean, a
Because
5-hour energy
because
is
it's like,
more than that.
Here, have this massive jolt of caffeine, artificial caffeine and sugar. That then you shoot up like a hot air balloon that then gets it popped and falls back down to the earth.
Yeah, oh, it's not energy. It's just sugar. It's just glucose.
Right. I mean, you see it with little kids, right? You get little kids. Hey, I mean, I remember growing up, my mom did not let us do this, but my cousins, some of them were like, they literally had. I don't know if you ever had this growing up in the South. We did chocolate gravy and biscuits.
No, I need to try some chocolate gravy.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty tasty. But this kid, one of my cousins, would normally be given by his dad Pepsi and chocolate gravy and biscuits for breakfast.
Yeah.
And so the crash and burn was a regular routine.
Ooh, yeah.
The skyrocket high and the crash and burn.
A couple years ago on Thanksgiving,
it was a thing.
Man, he was probably like 4 or 5 years old. You know, everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving, and of course Levi is like just busy, man. He's little, and so I'm like, I'm going to take him for a walk. I didn't want to be sitting around while everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving either. Yeah. So I took off. We walked down to the convenience store. It's about a half mile away from the house that I was living in. And I was like, yeah, just pick you out a drink, buddy. So at the time, I was overweight and drinking a lot of sodas. Yeah. So I got a Mountain Dew or something. And Levi picks out an energy drink. And so I give 4-year-old dude an energy drink.
Oh, no.
We get back, and he's just like a spinning top.
Oh, no.
But then, right after we eat, boom, he's out. All the counts.
Like, actually, this worked out pretty good.
I mean,
sleep, kid.
Give him a minute.
Now you can watch the annual Detroit Lions versus Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. Let me give you one more comparison, because this is one that people see the $87 tag for the big bottle of Thieves Household Cleaner, and they go, I could never afford that. $87 is ridiculous. I get it. And of course you can buy smaller, you can buy the 14 ounce of Thieves, whatever, but that big one right there, you get the big one, $87. Because of the dilution, it makes 128 bottles. That makes it 69 cents a bottle. There's a graphic for it in the Ditch and Switch book. Go to page 121 and you'll see it. The same thing happens with the laundry detergent. It's when you start using the transfer buy, so you're spending the money that you would be spending on a chemical that you need to ditch, and you're switching to something healthy. When you look at the actual cost of the items as well, and a lot of them are real cheap, or not real cheap, cheaper. When you look, and not all of them are, some are a little bit more. When you look at the points back that we haven't even factored in that you're getting, Target, they don't give me points back. Yep. Costco, no points. Whole Foods, no points. You look at the long-term factors, it's another issue. You raised the question of quality of life. There are things that since we've done the Ditch and Switch that don't happen. Don't get sick regularly. Right. I don't lose money on sick days because I skip work. I work for myself, but I don't. But still, it's like I'm a bear hunter now. So if I don't work, it's like something's not getting done. Yeah. I don't regularly pay for co-pays or doctor visits. Yeah, that's right. It's a whole different.
Yeah, that's all. I haven't been to the doctor in forever. It's not. It's just. But that's the side benefit and blessing of. Again, doctors are there when you need them. We're thankful for them, but it should, to me, I think it should be the normal thing that going to the doctor should be the exception to the rule, because you should be healthy.
Right.
And when you're living in a healthy place and you're not going for those co-pays and all those things because your body's functioning the way it's supposed to function, then that's the way you're meant. That's the way you were designed to live. And on top of that, your quality of life is so much better.
Right.
How many people? People are willing to pay money to get some kind of an OTC or whatever to feel better, even if it's like an artificial stimulant of feeling better. It's addressing an effect, not the cause or whatever.
Right.
But so why not be willing to? In this case, we're seeing where this breaks down, where it's actually less expensive. And on top of that, you get to have things that support your body the way it was supposed to operate.
And you get points back.
Let's assume you get points back. Let's just assume for worst case scenario, let's say initially the first 3 or 4 months you're spending say $50 more per month, just for sake of argument. But you're now putting into your body the things that it needs to operate well.
Right.
Is that worth it? And we're showing you right here straight up. ways that it's actually cheaper than name brand stuff that
Yeah.
people sell and buy. But let's say for some of those things that you might need, let's say it does cost a little bit more initially or something. Just again, for sake of argument, like, is not one of the most primary purposes of money to bring stuff into your family that you need, to help your family, to bless your body, to bless your family. So like I don't understand sometimes the way people will argue for purchasing the $4 energy drinks when they could have a far superior, healthy, natural alternative for $3.
Well, I saw a Facebook meme, Instagram post, something like that one day that says it had something like this. It's just a matter of perspective, and it had healthy groceries, $100 is too expensive. Dinner date, $100, reasonable.
Yeah.
A therapist, $130 an hour, that's absurd. A trip to Target for $130, they had great deals. Average college class, $1,000, too expensive. But an iPhone for $1,000, oh, it's a necessity. I gotta have it.
Right.
Kids summer camp, $180. That's too much. New pair of shoes for $180. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were on sale.
Yeah.
60 minutes of exercise. I wish I had time to do that. 60 minutes scrolling Instagram. Oh my goodness, how time flies.
Binge watching whatever.
1 hour on the phone with parents. An eternity. 1 hour binge watching. Oh, let's do another one. It's just
or whatever. It really is a matter, honestly, because people, human nature, right? We look for an easy out or for convenience, but it really is just a matter of perspective. And it really is a matter of, again, clearly identifying what are the foundational principles from which I'm not going to budge and I have to operate from.
Well, I think that's it. It's not, and this isn't like to say to shame anybody or
because
any of that. It's just say, hey,
we've had to go through this process too.
This is doable. You can do it.
I mean, we've had to go through the process of cutting out the artificials and we've been there. Like it's not, again, like you're saying, it's not a matter of shaming people. It's saying, hey, there's information, there's knowledge, we can all do better.
Right.
So why not pursue the path that's better? Don't just take and receive something that's been given to you as a system or a way of thinking just because somebody said so. Be willing to ask questions. Be willing to think.
Yeah.
Be willing to say, you know what? Maybe I should educate myself. If I can't I ask and answer basic questions about body systems or what's in the stuff that I'm doing or taking or receiving or putting on. Why not ask those questions?
Yeah. All right, so let's do this. We're going to sign off in this series. We'll be back next week with the start of a new series. I think I'm going to punch it live as of last night late. So if you're listening to this the day we release it, or certainly within the 3 calendar days we release it, this book, the Ditch and Switch Kindle book, will be completely free on Amazon. So all you got to do is go to Amazon. Again, if you're listening to this a week later, 2 weeks later, after the release date, you missed it by that much. But go to Amazon.
Reasons to go ahead right now and follow our social feeds.
I'm gonna put the link in the show notes.
We'll give something away free in the future.
We always do. If you're following the show notes right now, if you go to the link that's there to the Kindle book on Amazon, it'll be free. Now, if you're listening the week after, it's gonna charge you $2.99 or something like that. But follow that link. It's gonna take you there. You'll see it. Get the book absolutely free and start doing it. And just try it, And then do this. If you'll go to your social feed and you'll take a picture of you with the book, just the ebook, whether it's on your phone or whatever, that's going to be tricky. Get somebody to take a picture of you, or if you got a Kindle, whatever, figure it out. Tag at Oily App, and then we'll repost that on our story. And we'll give away some stuff free there that are part of the Ditch and Switch. All right.
So, hey, you missed this too. If you say, hey, I don't see how I can get this cheaper for this product or this, shoot us a message. We'll help you figure it out.
Ask a question. All right. That's it. We're signing off. We'll be back next week with another incredible episode. For now, go get the Ditch and Switch book absolutely free and start ditching and switching. Let's talk again soon.